Space and Inexperienced. I'm your host with the most that looks like a ghost, Elliot. And today with me, I got my man here, Matt, and we're. So what? We'll do it. I know this is a terrible introduction, but do you want to do you want to give yourself a little bio of yourself and
Sure.
what you do and what
Yeah,
you do in this life?
of course, man. So what's up, guys? I'm Matthew. As you know, Elliot just told you guys. I know him from BC. We were in class together, but I'm a YouTube video creator. I make fashion-related content. I'm also a martial arts instructor. Yeah, so my Instagram, YouTube is at Matthew Katjdio, MATTHEWKTIJO. If you're interested in my life in any way, shape, or form, there you go. That's it.
Damn,
Boom.
that's a great motto. Do you say that like in the mirror like 5 times in a row just to make sure you get all that all right?
More like seven.
Seven?
To six.
Okay.
Seven.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So I figured today we originally were going to talk about the Clone Wars season 7, but I got called back to work and I've been playing too much NBA 2K, so I forgot to watch it, which I needed to. But I figured we'd talk about something Star Wars related because him and I are huge Star Wars fans. I know we can't get enough of Star Wars, but I think Star Wars is such an amazing franchise, except for the sequel trilogy. But um, and then maybe also can talk about some music that we're listening to because obviously during quarantine, or depending on who you're talking to, people are still under quarantine, or some of us, like him and I, we're back to work and trying to do the best we can. So I thought we just figured talk like that, nothing too crazy, nothing too complex. So let's start with the Star Wars. So like, what are you like? What are you interested in talking about in Star Wars?
So the funny thing is, at my job recently, we've been asking like not like my coworkers and like our clients this question: if you had to pick whether to be a Jedi or a Sith Lord, which one would you pick and why?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I need to step back on that one. Why don't you go? I want to hear your opinion. Like, who would you choose?
So here's my thing, right? If I'm being completely honest with you, no question, I'd be a Sith Lord. First thing, the red lightsaber. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Like dark. If you're in a dark room, lightsaber just goes on. The red is just so menacing. It's awesome. Secondly, right? I just feel like there's less restrictions than being a Jedi. You know, you don't got to be like a goody two shoes all the time. You know,
Right.
sometimes you just want to choke someone out and get some lightning going, call it a day. I just
Right.
think it'd be a lot more fun. You do whatever you want for the most part, and that's just my stance on it. You know.
Well, there is also this though, because with, as you know, the rule of two,
Yeah.
there is either
Yeah.
the apprentice or the master, and usually it until the sequel trilogy came out. Again, I don't care if I roast it. Um, it used to be the apprentice and the master. Then usually the apprentice would kill the master, and then the cycle continues.
True.
Um, and it's just, actually, you know what? I actually have this. I have the Book of Sith, which is actually the Sith
Oh.
Bible.
Oh snap!
And this is like, I think this is, it explains the entire, because it's really cool because this was published, I think, 2015. So this is
Okay.
way before, I think this was kind of before Force Awakens came out. So I bought this
Yeah.
it's funny, I bought this at Disney Hollywood Studios.
Oh, nice.
And it's interesting because it's all about from like the Old Republic till the end of kind of till Return of the Jedi, and this is kind of like the story of it is that Luke found these ancient scrolls of the Sith.
Mhm.
So again, back from the Old Republic till now, then he kind of like writes his own like commentary of like everything, like what Sidious says, what Darth Bane says, what I think Revan's in here. I haven't. It's been a while since I read this, but
Mhm.
I would, if for any Star Wars fans, this is definitely a good read.
Definitely.
I wish they would give me a plug and give me some money, but unfortunately,
Nah,
I'm
you
not
know.
there yet. But this is such a good book. So if yeah, from reading this, I definitely see that because it's because I have to admit, like watching the Clone Wars again with the Jedi, it's they're so flawed. Like I never realized that because you know when you're a kid, you're like Jedi, they're so
Yeah.
awesome. They're
Yeah.
like you do this and they're all about like wisdom and the goodwill. But it's like, but then you watch like Revenge of the Sith and you see the Clone Wars and you're like, wow, they are so arrogant and they're
Yeah.
not all of them. I
Most of them.
spe-
Some
like
of them.
specifically like I would like specifically like Kiadi Mundi at times Obi-Wan Mostly Mace Windu.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly Mace Windu. I hate that man.
So without spoiling season 7 for you, you're gonna hate him even more. Just gonna. Yeah.
Okay, because I used to like him because like, all right, it's Samuel Jackson with the purple lightsaber. That's cool. Then no one has a purple lightsaber. That's amazing. And then he kicks ass and
Then he gets thrown out of it, but it's all good.
Wait, say it again.
He gets thrown out of a window, but it's all good.
The way, oh my god. I mean, and then we don't know if he's alive and all this stuff.
See, I was honestly expecting him to make a comeback at some point, but I was like, all right.
I'm waiting for that. That'd be really cool to hear if like,
if Darth Sidious can make his grand comeback, Mace Windu can make it back. Cause like, yeah, he flew out the window, but like, okay, and like, what was it? What was the last one? What's the name of the last one? Honestly, it was like one of my favorites of recent street. What's the name of the? What episode? Episode 9. What was that one called again?
That was I have the poster. Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. So like, yeah, his voice was there, but like, it's not really any confirmation here or there. You feel me? Like,
right. It's yeah. Like I've noticed that. It's also, well, like I'll get into it in a second, but like, yeah, like it's so weird. Like they had so many of these Jedi that are like, wait, like if Aayla Secura, also wasn't Ahsoka in it?
Ahsoka was in it, and who's the guy? What's the Kanan from Rebels was in there as well?
Right. Is Rebels good? Because I've been meaning to watch it.
I genuinely enjoyed it. I loved it. It was great.
Okay. I heard it's like either you like it, either you love it or hate it. That's what I've heard about it.
I personally love. Like, I feel like Clone Wars is awesome in my opinion. Great. But I feel like Rebels gets a little bit more complex in terms of character development, and I enjoyed it a lot more that way.
Okay. I'm definitely going to like that. Okay, cool. Well, let's get back into the question you asked. So you would definitely be a Sith.
Oh, yeah. No question.
So here's a question, though. Would you rather be a master or apprentice?
See?
And if you want to be an apprentice, who would you want as your master?
All right. So hear me out. In terms of all right, so before I get into that, I do want to say, of course, there's the cycle, but I feel like even though it's bound to happen, I'd enjoy the time that I was as a Sith. So let's put that out there. In terms of master or apprentice, I feel like I'd start off as the apprentice because I feel like you get more of the whole cycle. You know what I mean?
Right.
And as far as my master goes, that's a tough one because there's a lot of flaw stuff, to say the least. But I might have to go just because I enjoyed his character development from beginning to end. Simply due to that, I'm going to go with Darth Vader.
Really? I thought you were going to say Maul. Okay.
You know what? I was actually thinking about that. I'm not going to lie. That was what I was going to say. But then, like, as I kept processing, I'm like, you know what? Just in terms of personal favorites, I'm going to go Darth Vader.
Okay, that's a good choice because it's oh, sorry, someone sent me a text. That was cute. But yeah, no, okay, yeah, because do you envision yourself like would you envision yourself like Star Killer, like in Force Unleashed?
In a way, yes. Because
Okay.
like, dude, Star Killer, what a beast.
He is. There's no way. I'm so sad that's not canon anymore because it makes sense.
Can we talk about this whole canon versus non-canon thing? It just bothers me so much how many things they make canon and non-canon. I'm just like,
well, like the fact that, like, for example, like I don't have this, but like in the Rise of Skywalker, I think it's the booklet or something like that. They show like the pictures and illustrations. Remember that they had like the Palpatine, like the Sith troopers, and like they have different squadrons, and how like one of them is like Darth Revan.
yeah,
And it's like, and then they have like stuff like Darth Desolus, which is like some dude in like the Wii version of the Star Wars Force Unleashed. I'm like, why that random dude, not like Darth Bane or like Darth like Malgus from the Old Republic? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Why this degenerate who looks like something from the Munsters? Like, just get someone or Darth. Just I don't know, like just get some. I get Revan is cool, but to me it's just like there's a whole problem I have with Rise of Skywalker. But I'll stay on track. Yeah, that's interesting. To say that because like the canon is so well. Let me answer your question about the whole Jedi Sith thing. Then we'll get into the canon part. it's a tough choice because it's like it's so hard because like I'm gonna go based off the movies because I feel like with canon it's like you said, it's just kind of like loosey goosey. It's nothing's like definitive. With the movies though, I'm gonna go with the original 6 because to me the sequel trilogy is just some bullshit corporate fan fiction that I don't it doesn't exist anymore in my opinion. That's just that. I get the Sith because it's like I understand why the Jedi's like this, but then also the Sith are both are flawed in different ways, and that's why Ahsoka left at first in the Jedi Order. Man, that's a good one. That's a good one. I would definitely be. Could I say Gray Jedi?
You know what?
Or it has to be one or the other.
I was gonna mention Gray Jedi in there potentially because I kind of stray to that point as well. But you know what? If you can back up your theory for Gray Jedi, I'll allow it.
Okay. Because I like both. Because to me, it's like I want to be like Starkiller. I want to have the power of the Sith, but use it for like kind of like a vigilante anti-hero kind of way.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like the galaxy is so like it's like how do you like? I was just thinking like if you're a citizen, how do you live in that place? Like you couldn't sleep. Like you have so much anxiety thinking like there's a guy who can there's Order 6. Imagine like you're like a kid and Order 66 happened. Like wait, like, what?
Well,
I thought they were on our side. Wait, they're not anymore. And then there's like then the Resistance happened. You grow up, the Resistance or the Rebels happened. Then there's like Darth Vader and Palpatine, like all this stuff. And but like with all that, it's really hard. I like the Jedi. I really like some of them. Like I over the years I've liked Qui-Gon more. I've liked Anakin more. Clone Wars though, a little. I do think that the writing for him was good. I just think that the execution of Hayden Christensen being Anakin could have been a little bit better in Revenge. Definitely in Attack of the Clones, but you know what? I'm gonna have to go with Sith too.
Sith?
Yeah. But I would be an apprentice. Because the thing is like, I would probably do it like Old Republic, not like Empire, because it's too like totalitarian. Like there's no like to me it's like I would do it before Rule of Two, because to me the Rule of Two is stupid. I get it, but I don't get it. To me it's like that's how the Sith died, because there's only two of you. There's a Master and Apprentice, and they gave you too powerful. But to me it's like you need allies, you need people to like keep you going. That's why the Jedi have I mean, I get the Separatists, or depending on the era of Star Wars, like the only thing keeping it going is by either trade deals or because of we're gonna kill you because of this. And to me, it's like, and I get the Jedi and the whole philosophy of that. And I'm sorry, the Jedi thing with the no romanticism that's stupid. That's like in an episode we talked about. I think my buddy Andres he was on here a lot, and he said I forgot what episode it was. I think it was either Disney Plus or then we talked about on Disney Plus episode, the Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. He was saying about how like Ki-Adi-Mundi had a family, he just kept it away. I know it's canon, but he's
Clone Wars episode. I think that was Clone Wars episode.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Because I know it wasn't Revenge of the Sith for sure. Because I don't remember. Because like I remember I was watching the Revenge of the Sith episode and I was like, damn, I didn't make any of those connections in my head. It was like, wow, you guys got that on lock. I was like, oh.
It's true, but like I had to go Sith because to me it's just like there's consistency in the Sith. Yeah. Like there's like I would definitely like. I mean it's I know I'm going from different eras of Star Wars, but my definitive answer I would have to say Apprentice, and I would like Darth Maul to be my master, because to me it's like I hate Palpatine as a person. I really I would not, because to me like I'm not a good. Sometimes I would like it takes me too long to even like get like equations correctly. So I think like if it takes me a while to learn the quadratic formula, I think Palpatine would just execute me for not doing that.
Like, oh, you're stupid, just die.
But at least like right. But at least with Maul, he'd just be like, he'll get mad, but be like, okay, you gotta do this. Like, come on, like especially with Savage, like oppressed.
Yeah, I feel like he's the more reasonable. He's a little bit more reasonable, and that's what you're gonna see in season 7. You're gonna see how his mentality shifts over like these eras, which is really awesome to see.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's good to see. But okay, so we definitely do Sith, but you would do Vader as your teacher, and I think it'd be interesting too, because if you're an apprentice, you're more loyal. Plus, also it's like if you kind of like, I mean, I don't know for you, but for me, I would just kind of be like, I don't want to be the guy in control. I want to be like the second in command, to be like, or like the guy like, all right, this is what he wants. This is the plan. Let's do this. Because to me, it's like to be the master of the Sith, people are gonna come and get you. Like I'd rather be like the supporter. I'd rather be like the support the way, because you need that like the glue. Because to me, it's like if you're gonna have like allies, then to me it's like with the whole like I remember season 5 when he took over Death Watch, it made sense. Yeah. But to me, it's like if you gotta I don't know, like to me there's that's the problem with the Sith as well, because you need to keep allies, like not just like trade deals or whatever. You need to be like, hey, this is our code. This is what we need to do. Rule of 2 is not the way, in my opinion. I get because of the movies and then because of what happened originally, but anyway, that's my answer. But anything you want to add before we
Yeah, no, I think you made very valid points, and like that's like a thing like the rule of 2 especially, like I can see how written in it would work, but at the same time it's just like at the end of the day, even if I try to like equate it to, I guess, real life, if you will. Like, even if you want to be an adopter of like the Sith practices, I don't necessarily believe that you need to follow the rule of 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just my little stance on it. But yeah, definitely, I think the Sith are a lot cooler. But
Yeah, I have to, because it's just like, and I'm just thinking too, like it's interesting because then you have like, because I'm thinking of the Separatists, you have like Sidious is obviously running the whole war, really.
Yeah.
And then, but then there's Count Dooku and because I was thinking Palpatine. Palpatine just uses people. With Maul, Vader too. When you think about it, Vader uses people as well. Like with Maul, he would kind of use people, but he also knows how to.
Sure.
Yeah, he can establish relationships. Also, I think Count Dooku is a lame Sith.
Dude, I was just about to ask you, what is your, like, once you mentioned his name, like, what is your stance on Count Dooku, Doug? I was literally about to ask you that.
I think he serves a purpose. Like, I think General Grievous would be amazing as a Sith Lord, because he has like 4 arms. He has like this this cold, calculated, like this beast-like figure. Like he can like I got scared. Like I was like 5. I was like, holy crap, this cool. Right. That like Darth Maul. This guy's amazing and cool looking, but he can also like do some damage to you.
Yeah.
And I like him because he's like
the war trophies of all the lightsabers. So like Grievous has like the war trophies just to back up his like savageness of like everything he's done. So it's even better.
Right, and to me it's like I think he like the fact that he doesn't have the Force and kills so many Jedi.
Exactly.
And he's not like, to me it's like, and I know that because I know the whole thing with the canon, like Count Dooku was spying on him. I know Palpatine wanted to lure him in, and then I think I'm probably gonna butcher this story. I know that Grievous, they asked him, do you want to join us in his home world? They said no. So the Count Dooku, I know that shot him down. They repaired him, kind of like a moment in Force Unleashed when like Vader, killed Star Killer, then repaired him and said, okay, now since I killed you, but then also like revived you, you have to do what I say. So that's kind of like how Count Dooku did it too. But to me, it's like Count Dooku is okay. Like I liked he was a Jedi, then went to the Sith.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like I would have liked him. Honestly, I wish Darth Maul was there till episode 2, because like Count Dooku is cool. Like I like Christopher Lee's version, like the movies, more than I do in the series. Because to me, he's more honest. Like he he wants like Obi-Wan to join. He wanted people to come.
Yeah.
But like the Clone Wars, he just seems too like smug asshole. Like he's annoying. He's annoying. I never like okay, he's just there.
Yeah. I feel like he served his purpose well in terms of storytelling, but I completely agree with you when you're talking about how he was in the Clone Wars. Because like that's why I wanted to ask you, because that's literally my point on how I feel about him. I feel like he's one of those like elitists that are like just being elite for no reason, you know?
Right. Exactly. And and the thing is that like certain Sith Lords have a different power, like have a different ability. Like first we saw Emperor Palpatine lightning, Vader choke. But then Darth Maul used to choke, but then also it's like he also does the lightning too. But then the thing that's also cool is Kylo Ren has the Force stop.
Yeah.
And
I remember when that first happened. Everyone was losing their mind.
Yeah.
They're like, "What is this?
What? Like, oh,
no, this has never happened. What is this?"
Yeah. But I wish they continued using that in Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, and then Force healing came out. Like, when did this happen?
Okay. That one just had me like, really? That's what we're doing now.
Yeah. Well, let me get your... Okay, so let's talk a little sequel trilogy, then we'll get into the music part. So, to wrap up, everybody, so, like, who'd you choose to be, a Jedi or Sith? Both Matt and I choose to be a Sith, an apprentice, but your master would be Darth Vader, and mine will be Darth Maul. Cool. So, sequel trilogy's out. We've already discussed this before, but I feel like it could be since we've had time. I think because I know a lot of people were watching the movies like from 1 to 9, so because it's all out on Disney Plus. So I feel like now it's a good time because it's kind of the what's the word the hate behind it I think has died down, but it still is kind of relevant. Last Jedi is forever going to still be out there, but still there's still all the chapters to the Skywalker saga is there. So my thing is I want to hear your opinion about the sequel trilogy.
Okay, let's start like this. From a baseline, in me just watching them, I enjoyed them because, well, it's a Star Wars movie for my entertainment. That's like my baseline. But if we're getting into the technicalities and specificities of it all, that's where they start kind of losing me a little bit.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember Force Awakens. I remember I watched that one the weekend it came out, and I remember watching it because it was like, it was cool, but I don't remember anything specifically in there that made me go, this is really awesome. It was just like, all right, another Star Wars movie. You know what? All right, I don't want to make this comparison, but it felt more like a Rogue One solo type of Star Wars movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It kind of sort of, well, it does feel like that because there was like this. It's interesting how we were just gonna have like every year a new Star Wars film, and it was like kind of like a fresh new Star Wars, but it's still something we've seen before. Maybe not Solo, maybe not Rogue One. Force Awakens is definitely a lackluster remake of Episode 4. But I definitely see your point about how it's. I mean, I don't know. Rogue One, I think, is definitely a different Star Wars film that we've seen.
I think of it more like a Rogue One Star Wars. I feel like it's, even though it's still it's part of the trilogy, I feel it's like it's more of a side quest, if you will. You know?
Yes.
Rogue One and Solo focused on like individuals more, and I felt like although it was part of the trilogy, the way they set it up made it feel like it was more of a side quest.
Yeah. No, I definitely see what you mean. Yeah, the sequel trilogy does feel like a side quest. Because to me, Episode 6, that's when it ends. That's when it's done. The sequel trilogy is just like, I think Kylo Ren is cool. I think that's the only story arc that I like out of that. But there's still so many questions. But please continue on your stance of the sequel trilogy.
So all right, so then we move on to Last Jedi. That. You know what? I will say I did like how they set up bringing Luke Skywalker back into it. I like the setup there. That was in my opinion, probably the highlight of that transition between those two movies was the setup to bringing Luke Skywalker back into the mix. Last Jedi, man. What? See, like, I feel like they happen to the point where I'm just like, okay, I watched it and I was like, all right, cool, I watched it, I can move on with my life. That's why I'm like not bringing much back into my mind. But let's move on to what was it, the Last Skywalker. That's one where I definitely remember because it was for a reason.
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Last Skywalker.
No, wait, sorry, Rise of Skywalker. Yes, Last
Jedi.
Jedi. Give that one because like that one's like just, I'm drawing a blank on that one. So moving on to the Rise of Skywalker or last. Oh my God. Whatever it's called, you know, you get my point.
They're all terrible. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Out of those three, I enjoyed that one the most. Personally, like, yes, there was a lot wrong, a lot that didn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. But I still, out of those three, I enjoyed that one the most, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear a lot that about that one. Yeah. I just think like it's funny. My dad and I because he's not a huge fan, but he likes the movies. He saw them as a kid, and then like okay, then he saw the sequel trilogy, and he liked Force Awakens and the Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. Well, I have to admit, Last Jedi is way too long, too long, 2.5 hours, and that movie should have been cut off by an hour, in my opinion.
It could have been like an hour and a half, and it would have been fine. I think so.
Nah, it still would have been terrible because the writing was off. It was off. I'm not gonna get into it because we already made it. I mean, if you have anything you want to say about Last Jedi, but we already made an episode about that. So, by the way, if you're listening out there, be sure to listen to our sequel trilogy episode. Like, you get that plug. But yeah, so and Rise of Skywalker just. But it was funny because like I changed because we ranked the movies like with my buddies.
Yeah.
I changed my stance because I gave Force Awakens, I gave the 7 out of 10. Then I gave Last Jedi like Then I gave Last Jedi the same thing. Then I gave Rise of Skywalker an 8. I changed it. Force Awakens is a 6 out of 10. Last Jedi is a 3 out of 10. Rise of Skywalker is a 4 out of 10. That's my rankings because to me it's just like that's it because I'm thinking. As a trilogy, I think it's a decent trilogy. If you're connecting it to all the saga, it's terrible.
Terrible.
I think the prequel is so much better than the sequel.
Let's put it like this. I'd rather watch The Phantom Menace again than watch this final trilogy.
Because like even if like you watch there's still some fun moments in the prequel in the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. The crappy I thought those were the bad ones, but then I watched this I'm like wait, there's the pod racing. I love making fun making fun of Jar Jar Binks and like the way the Gungan people like.
Hey, listen, just real quick. If I find out Jar Jar is actually Sith Lord, all I'm saying, we taking that stance.
So would that be your master now?
Yes.
if Jar Jar
I forgot about that theory. Yes, I'm switching. Jar Jar Binks. Yes,
Jar Jar Binks. That's funny. Because like at least Phantom Menace, because there's like things you can enjoy like. Man, I'm not gonna get into it because I'm gonna talk an hour and a half about why it sucks. But the prequel trilogy just at least there's continuity. There's like this Anakin Skywalker's arc makes sense.
Yeah.
From 1 to 3. And you could tell like obviously you know what's gonna happen, but like you still Order 66 happens, and you're blown away because it's like wait that's how it happened.
Yep.
So
that was even like just. Adding more to that character development, which was really good in that one. Because when you look at Rey's development, I feel like this is part of why this trilogy was bad in my opinion. There was a lot of holes in her story, which is when they brought Darth Sidious back. That's when everyone was like, this is the whole like surprise of her like upbringing. That just all the holes how they disconnected just for that finale just kind of was made what took like the peak of it and just was like, all right, we'll throw it down the roller coaster and call it and never back up.
I didn't care about Rey. I didn't care about. I liked Finn was cool. I really thought it was interesting. Like, oh, a stormtrooper left to go to the. That's cool. But then like they stopped that at Last Jedi. I was like, wait, continue that story arc.
That I wish we got to see more of his development in terms of more like using a lightsaber and all that, because he was decent with it when it came to the point where he picked up a lightsaber and kept it going. I feel like his development in this trilogy would have been a lot more like engaging and fun to watch than Rey's development.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I like Poe. I think Poe's cool. I liked him as Sith. I was like, this guy's really cool. Like, it's kind of like a Han Solo, like Luke Skywalker kind of mix, where it's like he's like an X-wing fighter, but then he's also kind of like has like this nice kind of like not arrogant, but kind of like this what's the word? Not smug, but like this I guess arrogant, kind of like this, but not too arrogant. Like he has like this like
he knows his place. Or
yeah.
I think he knows his place. Let's put it like that.
That's true, and I know that there's a comic book series that's pretty good too. But yeah, I just like Rey. I didn't care about. Like I think the idea of her is cool, but to me, it's like how do you just start out of the blue from getting the Force, then all the way you have Force healing, in the span of like what 4 years? Yeah. But then like Yoda, it takes like centuries for him to like become a master. Like it doesn't make sense. And this whole like all the Jedi live in you now. What?
Like where did that come from?
Yeah, and yeah, so. Honestly, my last stance on this is fuck that I had it. Never mind. I thought I had it. What was it? Never mind. I had. I'll say it. It'll come to me. But anyway, final thoughts on the sequel trilogy, or do you want? Is there any other Star Wars stuff you want to talk about? Then we'll get into the music, or
I'll do whatever you want to do. But I just want to leave off this Star Wars thing with this. Prequels are the best. Memes are great. Keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen.
That's true. Nothing beats the original trilogy, though.
That is true. Like, honest, like, there's a lot of things where you can say just because it's the first doesn't mean it's the best, except for Star Wars, where I feel like that original trilogy was done pretty well.
Yeah, it's I have to admit, and that's a good way to too, because I'll end off with this too. Do you know the YouTube channel Star Wars Theory?
Yes.
He did you see the one where he ranked his videos? He ranked his the movies.
I don't think I saw that one. No.
You should, because he put as number one.
What?
Revenge of the Sith.
He's right.
I don't know, man. Empire. I don't know. For me, it's Return.
Okay. Me personally, we've had our discussions about Star Wars. You know me. I'm a huge Clone Trooper guy. So right. Phase 2 Clone Troopers are what takes it home for me. So the whole Revenge of the Sith, just not only that part, but just overall for me, I just feel like that was my favorite, which is why I leave Revenge of the Sith at the number 1 spot.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna argue with that. That's a pretty good argument, and it's funny over the years, because it just celebrated its 15th anniversary. Over the years, it's really been like hot. Like it's been like people rank it higher than A New Hope. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
because I thought that was like, huh? Like but then like I hear, and it's just like I've heard stuff from like people who've seen A New Hope when they're like 7 or like 8 when they're kids. So I'm like, wow, that's really interesting about that. So, and the fact that like even like Hayden Christensen and his I think his portrayal was still good, still not where it needs to be, and there's definitely some problems with it, like the whole Palpatine fighting and making like that, like he make those like he's like doing all this stuff, but then there's like and the whole thing like with the Padme thing was, I think the way she died was stupid.
You're breaking my heart.
It's like, oh, in her anger you killed her. I'm like,
no.
See, everyone could, okay, I know I'll say this. I thought that no was fine. I don't know why people meme, but it's like, no, like he lost his wife.
In a way, like I find it kind of comedic, just in the way it was delivered, because as serious as the situation was, I just feel like him just waking up on like an operating table, and then the way that like Sidious delivered it, I just found it hilarious how it just goes that no, because he does the most dramatic. He drops down he like the camera shoots up as he says it. It's like just in the most comedic styling, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I like it was good. It's just that's how I feel about it.
Right. It's funny. Empire of the Sith. Every day I see new TikToks. I see new memes about it, which is funny. Like especially with General Kenobi and like General Grievous.
Okay, that's part of why Revenge of the Sith is my favorite. Just that one scene. Hello there, General Kenobi. Come on, you can't beat it.
I see new like re-edits of it every day, like, oh, General Grievous with red lightsabers, or like General Grievous is if like his head was on the Kenobi and the opposite. Like I see like new things about it. I'm like, oh, okay, it's interesting, but yeah. So I think that's enough Star Wars talk for now. I figure we let